Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm in Australia and today we're going to do a little bit of bead work. I was here trying to make my needle go straight. But it's not going to work, so I'm just sorry about the condition of my poor old needle. But it happens when you're doing a lot of work with them. They just start to do this bending up thing, which you can't be helped, okay? So I'll just thread this. Just been trying to find some more needle threaders. I found some strange looking things out there. I haven't. They're not quite right for what we do, you know. I don't know how they'll fit through these needles. That's the only trouble. So they might not fit through the needle because it's this hooky thing that you can get. I don't know if it'll go through here. But we're just going to do this. It's going to be hot today. So I opted to stay home. Well, somebody had to go out and do a bit, but that was Jeremy. He's done that, so if he walks up, he can get a taxi home, so that's all right. And he brought home the essentials for a while. Now I'm going to put this on here. I think I've got that work done on here. This piece. I still need to put a few more bits on that. But what I'm going to show you now is how to actually do an embroidery stitch with beads. Do embroidery stitches with beads. So, actually I don't know if I want to put more stuff on this because I want to take them, I want to use them for something. And I could, if I make it, you know, I want to put them on something, so I don't know whether to do this and put this thing on here too as well, because then it might be too much, I think. Well, the only thing I can do, I suppose, is put it on another piece and then use it. I could put it over here, I guess, and then I can use it in something else. So I'm just going to make a line with my dressmaking pencil, and it'll just go away eventually. It looks like a bird flying, doesn't it? I hope you can see this. Probably not. I'll try and stay in the shot. I've tried to get up closer so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so you want to come up under there. We're going to do a feather stitch with beads. Okay, I'm going to try and follow the line. I've just got ordinary sewn thread for machine thread, and in here I've got some really nice beads, but I'm going to have to sit them out on there, and I don't know why my mat's really dark grey, but it's okay, one of them's not. So what you do now is you got to pick up your beads, and you will get to figure out how many you need as you go along. But maybe if these are not all the same size, which they're not, this one's a bit wonky, because these ones I got off a piece of jewellery, that's why they're all mixed together. So what you need to do is, you come down like that, and then you're going to turn that like this. So we're sort of, so what we would do, if we were making a feather stitch, we'd be coming down and we'd be going in there, and then we're going back through there, right? So we've got to measure how far this, or how many beads I've got that's actually going to go, and I need a couple more, okay? Now this is not hard, don't get scared, it's not that hard really, it's not really. How about that? Okay, so now we're going to do this. We're going to go over here and back there with our beads. Okay, pull that through. You're going to have to come around here somewhere. Oh dear, we're going to have a knot. That's not necessary. Come on, that's not good. We can fix this. Nobody panic. We can really fix this, I promise. Ah dear, I'm just diving at it. It's not catching on to anything. Look at that. It's getting worse, I think. Righto, so when you're not making a knot, don't panic, it'll be fine, it'll come untwisted. I mean, you know, got twisted, should be able to come undone all right now. Okay, so we're pulling this through, okay, and we're going to put that piece of thread where we think it needs to be, which is probably there, to make that first loop for your feather stitch, right? Because they're like little horseshoes, aren't they? Your feather stitches are little horseshoes. Maybe we'll move over a bit further, I don't know. That's the first one. We're going to just put that down through there, okay? Here's your first one. So you're going to go over this side. Maybe because I wasn't thinking that because they're beads, they're going to take up a lot more room than what your thread would, see? So therefore that's really close together. So what I would do is just go over a little bit further than normal because I don't want it to be too close together. And then I'm going to come back up through here where that was and go down through there when I thread my beads on. So I need enough beads to go around in that loop like that. I've got 2, 4, 7 on there, so let's try that again and see if that'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. Hang on. One fell off. Here it is. Rightio, now. Right, so you want to go, just lean it round that, just push it round that way a bit. So that's where we're going to go back down. And then we're going to come, I'm not doing that right, am I? Down through there. I'm stabbing around here in the dark. Do I put it back on here? Maybe. No, go over this way, Sonia. We'll go over this way. Because now we need to make that little bit there. See, so we just pull that down through where we think that needs to go. Pull them stitches up a bit further. That one goes down in there. Like that. And I should have kept it on the line, I suppose, but the line will disappear anyway. Won't it? So we're going up through here. I'm going to go back up through there. Wait a minute. I hope to, eventually. Righto, I got it. Now maybe I should have come down there with that. Instead of going over that part, I should have come over that part. But this is a bit tricky to undo, so I'm not going to fight with it. I'm going over this way, and I'm going to put another down a bit further, Sonia. Put 7 beads on there. Okay. So take it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been on the phone today. Oh dear, I hate having to do stuff like that. Sometimes it really stresses me out. These people that, oh dear. You know, when you're told something's going to be in the store or whatever, and you know, just to call back in a week or something, and you do, and then the other person says, oh no, we don't have that, and first of all he said he couldn't hear me, and you know, it just, oh, I don't know, I just didn't have a very good start to my day today, and then that goes down in there. Looks that pretty cool, isn't it? Look, see, that working? Yeah, top one's probably not so great, but anyway, we're not going to worry about that too much. And then we're going over here. It looks all right. We're not going to be upset about that. Now we're going to go out this way, so we'll have 7 more. I'll just get some out of the dish. If I show you something else too, we might make it a bit easier doing something else. I don't think this is that hard though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another place I rang, everyone was in a meeting. Goodness me, who's running the show? I just don't understand that. Anyway, somebody had to be, you just thought somebody would have been running the place, but obviously there mustn't have been. They're all in a meeting. So go down in there. I'm measuring it sort of. I'll come over a bit further, Sonya, a bit closer. Go down in there and hook through this bit by going up through there. And that looks really cool. I don't mind that at all. Going well. Another one. I did this one a bit better. You have to just watch this till you follow it through and see if you can pick up what I've done right and wrong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, hang on, there's one on there that's not the right colour. I've got the wrong one. Try that again. I got 4. Hang on a second. I think I might have made a mistake with that one too. It's a bit small. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 6, 7. There's a dark one in there. It doesn't look too bad though. We won't worry too much, I don't think. Okay, so we're going to go in here. Right. And then come up on my line here. So I previously probably didn't do that properly anyway. And then we go down in there. Now my bag, I made a bag with this all over it. And I can't say I can put my hands on it right at this moment. I think I know where it is, and that's up a bit high on the shelf and I can't reach. So that is how you would do your feather stitch or some sort of a leafy thing, okay? Stem, whatever you want to do. It would also be like a blanket stitch would be done something the same way too. And maybe the chain stitch, I guess. I'll try and do something on above that. We do a flower on it. It's not really that big though to put a flower on it. Maybe I could just do a tiny one. I did one on there, so we don't need to do the flower. Let's do another stitch of some sort. I'll sort of continue down there with that unless I start this end and come back this way here. We could just do a straight stitch. Now that's pretty easy, isn't it? What about a stem stitch? I don't know. We'll keep going under this, I think. Let's do a stem stitch under here. Well, that's real easy, isn't it? You just want to put down some beads, don't you? I might put these on here. Look at this. Well, this is beading. You know, whether you put this sort on or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put one of these bugle beads on there. And then I like to put an accent thing, something a bit different on there. One of these here would be nice, wouldn't it? Makes a big difference if you put something in between them. If you can watch me do this, these are really nice. These I found these in something that I've pulled them off some decoration or other. Here's some here. What I need, I think. Yeah, these brownie colour ones. These have come off something too that I bought. One of the, and if you get something like this for a few dollars, I mean this is going to be couching, okay? So this is how you can couch your beads down. I'm going to thread them all on here first. You get these for a few dollars, like I bought a necklace or something, and it's got heaps and heaps of beads on. It costs you a lot of money to go and buy them like that, I'm telling you now. I suppose you know that anyway. Just depends, though. If you get just depends what you're looking for, and sometimes it's really hard to find what you're looking for, but I found these bugle beads are really nice, and I was shopping for them for ages trying to find some of those. Took me a long time. Anyway, that's far enough. So I've got the little drawing underneath there, see, of what it is, where I want to go. So I'm going to lay it on there, just so it's, you know, level. Lay it down, because you need to do that, because you don't want to take it down too tight. So put that in there, and because it's going to be stitched down, come back to where your line is, and I don't know if you can see me line, but I suppose it's okay because you're not sewing this down, I am, but it's go right close to it so it's not, your stitches are not showing out the side anywhere. And then you can put this on. Right to the other stitch there, that's the way. Okay. Yeah. That looks pretty good. This is interesting. It's different, isn't it? Something different. And then we put something else on the bottom bit. We don't know what that's going to be yet, but we could do a flower or two, I suppose. I wonder what I taught you last week. What did we do last week? We did that bit and that bit. I can't remember what was on the last one. Did I put it on the other piece of work? Oh yeah, I know. The petals on the... yes. And I put that on my crazy patchwork, and I have since taken it off because I did not think it was the right thing to be on there. So now I'm going to put something else on its place, but it's just, you know, it gets a bit tricky. I just want to get a mouthful of water. Oh, yeah. These bottles, I can never open them, and I got that one. Jeremy usually loosens it for me. How bad am I? That's not good, is it? Poor man. If he passes me a bottle of water, he put this in here while I was ringing up for him on the phone. So he don't, excuse me, like it either, sometimes dealing with people. Something nice. The last person was, so that was good. Anyway, I guess they say to you not to come into the shop, you know, if there's COVID or something, but that's past now. But still, they want to answer the phone. Be a good idea. Never mind. Anyway, now, so we're going to put something down there, and you can do like a flower or a leaf, but we can do the leaf like that, see, because I showed you how to do that leaf, right? So you can put a leaf on there like that. The little tiny flowers, we know how to do them. There's one of them. It's a tiny wee one there. It's only got 4 things on it. Now, we could do, we need another sort of idea for a stem. Maybe we could do a bit of a chain stitch, I suppose. We could do a chain stitch. Just a bit down the bottom on this thing. Because then when I go to use it in something, I might lay it like that and use it as some sort of a border. You never know, do you, what you want to do with it? So the chain stitch is pretty much the same as that. You're going to need to have enough, so you're going to go in there in a minute. So you need enough beads to do that, and I'm going to do a different colour, I think, so you can, so we can see that. Let me see what we've got. I do like the gold ones over here that I've got in this dish, or something green. Oh, these gold ones in here. Oh, and, you know, I do want to try something too. I'll show you another day. Well, these are nice. These are darker, but I need to put them out there just in case. I want to use them later. Where's these other ones here? The gold ones, I like those. They're nice. They make a nice chain stitch, I think. I hope it's not too big. It could be a problem. I have smaller ones here somewhere. No, what about the pink one? I think I need to stick with more of, like, from ground, you know. Oh, these are nice. I keep planning all these beads, getting them out. Doesn't matter, I can't use them if they're in here, can I? I like these green ones, they're nice. How about some of them? We might try some of them, eh? They should look good. Have a look and see what happens. I know what I'm going to do with them other ones anyway in a minute. So we've got to have 1, 2, that's 2 stuck together there, 3, 4, might do 8, 6, 7, and that'll be, will I be able to do halfway then? Should be. Put 8 on, well that's not good because the first one won't even go over the needle. You're kidding me? Oh dear. The holes in these are probably really small. I hope the rest of them work. No, they don't. Oh, that's not good. You move over there, you little fellas. Go away. I might use these again. That's not good, is it? They must have a tiny little hole in them. I can't really see it. That's the problem. I can't see it properly. But then again, they should have been through this needle. They should have been able to go through here. It's got cotton on the end. I suppose the thickness of both things is just too much for it to handle. How many's on there? 4, 5. Right. 5. Some of these are not very good, these beads. But the majority of them are, so we're not going to worry about that. 8 now. We've got 8. There's a dropped one. 2, 7, one more. 8. So you want to go up in there now, alright? Go back in at where you come, near where you came out. Pull your needle up through. Lay it down, of course. Find where you are on the line here. And come back up in there. And go down halfway between both your 4 beads on either side. There should be 4 beads on either side of that. And maybe that's made it nearly a complete circle. And if you want to make it bigger, well, that's, you know, up to you. I'm going to put a piece on the end of here, I think. No, I'll just go back down in there and come up again because I'm going to make another chain thing. Righto. Maybe I should make it a bit bigger so you can see it this time. I've got it now, I've got hold of it. Okay, make it a bit bigger this time. We'll do 10 beads or 12. I don't think it's going to matter in the design. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need another one, don't we? Alright, I hope I've got enough there. That's nearly coming unthreaded. That was lucky, wasn't it? Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Very good. So this time we're going to have a lot bigger loop. We come up into that bit there, get back down here in the top part. Up there. And so that's a lot bigger, isn't it? And what you need to do to make it, you can do it long, but if you lose it then, so you want to come up here closer, so you make it a nice loop. Do I reckon there's about right or not? Where's this thing? I'm trying to see the line on here. And then keep the needle to come through the right place. It's not threaded. Never mind. It's okay. Ah, dear. Right. So I'm buying some more needles. So I need to have some better needles than what I've been collecting up. So I thought I might just get a little lot of them so I can... Because when you buy a packet of them, which I did the other day, it wasn't anything much in there I could use, which is a bit disappointing because, I don't know, they weren't cheap, but I'd rather pay a bit more and I'll get the right thing. Well, that'd be okay if I put that back up near there somewhere. Here we go. So we need it to be round, don't we? Look at that, that's better. Is it better? 2, 4, 6. We need to put, I know there should be 6 on each side, so it's okay. There we go. That's a bigger loopy thing, or hole, something. So if you kept going along with that, you'd end up with the right thing. You know, this first one won't matter because it's on the end. 3, 4, 5. And don't turn it off yet, hang on. 9, 10, 11. When me and Jeremy watching anything on the TV, it's really weird that we seem to turn it off just before it's finished. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. One more. Like, if you're watching it, you know, think, oh, now well, it's time for, you know, to go to bed or whatever, or switch it off. And you turn it off and then you realise there's only about 3 minutes left or something. But that's not the case here. I just wanted to show you something after I do this, that's all. But it's okay if you want to turn it off, it's fine. I really appreciate everybody that's watching my videos though, because I'm enjoying doing this. I really like doing the journals too, but you know, I think this is more my thing, I suppose. It's what I do know. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I might just put a small one on the end there in a minute, but I'm going to end it off anyway, and then I'll come back and work on that another time. So I'll put it in something, maybe. I'll use it in something because I've got a lot of things that is half done, as you well know. So over here, when I'm doing this sort of thing, and I've got, oh well, just anybody that's, you know, whatever you're making, I'm just going to get another piece of thread. I need something that's going to look all right there with that gold. I think I'll just get the white one. A creamy colour. Calico colour, as I call it. Calico colour one. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's all nice and warm here. It's too hot though, after a while. Like, it's okay this morning, but you know, the night time it's going to be too hot. Okay, so I don't want to, in the afternoon I should say. So it's just sort of, I like to put a bit extra on these things when I'm doing them. So what I do is I get a little bead or something usually, or a French knot, and you just dot them through there. And it sort of brings everything together. Wait a minute, I've got a big long tail and I'll get caught up and I won't be happy. And it sort of makes it, you know, a bit more interesting. For some reason, it brings all of your pieces together, like having this scattered through here. You can do this with, like I said, French knots or beads or whatever, but I think this looks really cool. You can put the beads all through here. Whoops. You could do lots of little stems and that, but that, I don't know, that's a lot of work. And then when I did some of that, the first piece of crazy patchwork that I started making for me now wall hanging, it was just, I'm going to do a back stitch here before I put the bead on. There's a couple of bits on there that I'm not real sure about, see. Sometimes when you first start working on something, because ever since the ones I'm doing now, you know, I'm really pleased with. So this first one's going to have to be a little bit tweaked, you know. Probably you'll be saying, Sonya, don't touch it, but you know what? Sometimes you have to. Now, if these loops are too long at the back, just make a back stitch and put another bead on, okay? Because it really does make a big difference to your piece of work, having a bead on here and there. You don't have to take them out too far. Make sure this is not going all over with that. Oh, now I've got both of them caught. Never mind, it's okay. We get down here a bit. Don't have to be very close or at any distance or whatever. You can please yourself, because it's going to get caught up in all these. That's just how things are, isn't it, when you're doing that sort of thing. You're doing a bit of beading. Take this one out a bit further away. Make sure that it's stitched down good. Have a back stitch there. Right, whoops, don't pull that too tight. Go back and fix it. I do not want my beads puckering up all over the place. Now, if I had an idea of the size that I wanted this to be, well, I suppose it can only be as big as I can do it because of the piece of fabric. I think I might put it onto a tiny, some sort of small wall hanging or something, in squares or something. Just have to see what we're doing. I think you can see the difference. I think you can see what's happening, can't you? How much difference that it makes to it. Back stitch first, then put on a bead. Okay. Go through here, underneath that. I might have to end this off and get another bit of thread, I think. I'm going to run out here. I don't want it to be... I want to make it so it's secure, so I want to use this bit I've got here to secure it and get a bit more. Sometimes you can be, you know, have it a little bit different. Now, don't you think that looks awesome? I haven't finished yet. I'm going to put a few more around there now. And then, if you put it into a sort of size, right, you know, and I can cut it down there, it's actually out right. It's all right. It's far enough. I mean, I'll just get this threaded up. And I'm just going to put on a few more, a couple of minutes. Hope this doesn't go over time. Yesterday the thing I made did. Sorry about that. There's a real good bit on the end. What did I show you yesterday? Let me think. Oh, I know. I was doing that thing, and what I did was, I put this bit of green round in the inside of there, on that. See that bit there? I put that round there, and you missed that because it cut out. But there it is, look. A little bit of green around the edge of that just to give that a bit of a lift up. That was yesterday's, and that was Monday's stitching one. Okay? So, I don't know how long before I'll be able to do the stump work one. Won't be long though. Which usually I'll put him up once a week. That's all I can promise for that. It depends, you know, what I've got to do. Right, now we're going to come over here now and come down this way a bit. So we'll start up here, put another bead in there. Oops, I didn't make a big enough knot. People do these a lot of different ways, knots. There's no right and wrong way. Some people don't use them at all. I can show you how to do that one day, not without using a knot, if you like. To my way of thinking, it's the safest way. That's all I think. But see, this is not going to be... These things aren't going to be washed and that, but they are beads, so I'm going to do a back stitch here, and then I'll put on another bead here. And I've got a good solid thing on the back, a bit of felt on the back of it, so it's nice felted piece. So just doing these randomly around on here, just, you know, random stitches, putting on a bead. But instead of the beads, you could, if you had some metallic thread, that'd look good. Or you can do French knots. Some people get scared at French knots, but it's okay. You just keep practicing, and that's how you get that done. Bees use Mum like the French knot book. Yes, I will show Terry. I will show you how to do some of those combination stitches. because they do look really good. That was in the Judith Baker Montana's book, I think he said. I'll just give us I'll have a quick look and show you in a minute what I'm talking about, in case nobody can remember. I'll show you what we'll do later on, because there's lots of ideas. I mean, a lot of people can't afford to buy books anyway to get the ideas from them, but then a lot of people like to be shown too how to do something. It's easier to learn if somebody shows you how. There's a few things that I need to be shown, but otherwise I'm pretty, I'll have a go. Just the way it is, some people just need to have a bit more instruction than others. Right, I think that might be about right. And that's all them ones I used that I put out there anyway. So what do you think about that? Doesn't that look ducky? Oh, I do like how that looks, don't you think? You reckon that looks alright? Eh? That's cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope that it didn't go over the time. Oh, that's right, I'm going to show you this book for a second. Just 1 second. What did I do with it yesterday? I put it down there on the floor, moved it over this way. Moved it over this way somewhere. Here. I think I know which ones you were talking about. Putting the stitches, always put in black and white, to do combination stitches, like adding other stitches to your stitches. Like this sort of thing. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And there's another one there. It's not hard to do, really, so we'll get back onto that then. We can do some of these because, people want to know. And Lee, this is what you're talking about with the trees, free-form trees. I can't think of any other book that I've got, only that first one I showed you yesterday that's got them in it. The tree bits. I don't know if there was a picture in here somewhere. No. Oh, sorry. There's nothing on there. I'll have a look anyway as I'm going through things and see if I can find you anything like that that showed you how to do a tree. Or I could do one anyway one day, probably will. Did I end this off yet? I better. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so it'll stay there easier still. Alright, well that's all good for today. What we tried to do, we did some stitches with beads, and this is how I'd finish that, and then I'll put it into a square. This one here can go into a square as well, if I can get them both the same size, which I probably can. Probably will do a little bit more work on that one first. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good day. I hope you could see that thing I was just showing you, because I've got this zoomed in. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.